Good morning. Good morning. Guys, please tell your classmates to join so we can start now. Good morning. Guys, please tell your classmates to join so we can start now. Good morning. Guys, please tell your classmates to join so we can start now. Good morning. Guys, please tell your classmates to join so we can start now. Good morning. I've sent the evaluation link and attendance link. Do not forget to submit your attendance link. So we're 55. So we're waiting for half of the population of grade 10. Class presidents, I'm requesting you to invite your classmates now so we can start the review and end on time. Na-access ba natin yung attendance link? Fifty-four watching. Hindi. Why? Wait lang. Oh, na-edit. Sige, erase ko na lang. I'll create another one. Or disregard na lang natin yon. Mhm. Meanwhile, please advise your classmates to join. Okay. So the attendance link is pinned, so you can see the link whenever a lot of messages have sent in the chat box. Okay. So 42 are watching. Now, the same rule as we discussed on each item, I want you to write the letter of your choice on the chat box. And if you have some questions, you may just type your comments or your questions on the chat box. So I hope you'll be able to finish the review in an hour. And it's been 15 minutes now since I started the live stream. So we have 45 minutes to discuss or review for your upcoming long test on Friday. So your long test will be scheduled on Friday depending on your synchronous schedule. So for office technology, you'll be answering the test from 7:30 to 8:30. So you only have until 8:29 to work on your long test, and then from 8:30 until 9:29, 10 bookkeeping is your scheduled long test, and then 9:30 to 10:29 will be for Antra. Okay, so is the attendance link now accessible? Okay, thank you, Jared. So I guess we're ready to begin with our review. So I'll start sharing my screen now. Wait, stop share. Wait lang guys ha. Mm-hmm. Window here. Hmm. Mm-hmm. For a while guys. Okay. Let's work with this one. Okay. Problem is mhm. Okay, so I'm having trouble with my drawing pad. I don't know how to annotate this one, but let's just try to work on each problem. So for number one, I'd like you to work on number one. Find the sine, cosine, and tangent values for angle A. So our reference here is the right triangle at the right side of the slide. So we have right triangle ABC. Let's assign this vertex as vertex C. And how do we work on the sine, cosine, and tangent values? So we have to recall SOHCAHTOA for this one, where SO stands for sine and its ratio opposite over hypotenuse, then cosine for ka adjacent over hypotenuse, and tangent for TOA opposite over adjacent side. Okay, I'm just wondering how can I work on my drawing pad so I can write everything, the solution. Wait, mm, share screen. Okay, if I share this one, okay, oh, sorry for this technical problem. Okay. One last try, guys. Here. Okay. So, working with number one, so you see the right triangle at the right. So we have right triangle ABC. So we are asked to solve for the sine, cosine, and tangent values of triangle ABC here. Okay. So we have to recall SOHCAHTOA. And for us to solve for sine, so we have to consider SO. For cosine, we have to consider ka. And for tangent, we have to consider TOA. So here, sine A equals opposite over adjacent. So what is the length of the opposite side for angle A? So that's 3 all over its hypotenuse. So this is 3 pips. And then for cosine, it's ka. So adjacent side for A. So that's 4 all over its hypotenuse 5. So we have 4/5 here. And for tangent, we have opposite side over its adjacent side. So that's 3/4. So what will be our answer for number one? Okay. Type your answer, guys. So it has to be B. Okay. Okay. So everybody got the correct answer based from the chat box here, no? So everyone answered B for number one. Good. Now, it's the same idea how we're going to work with two in comparison to item number one. So we have to consider again SOHCAHTOA. And this time we're going to work with angle B. So our reference here will be angle B. So when we say sine B, so this is opposite of B, opposite side of B over its hypotenuse. So it's 4/5. And then cosine B would be the adjacent side of B over its hypotenuse. So that gives us 3/5. And for tangent B, so that's TOA, so opposite side over adjacent side. So this gives us 4/3. So what's your answer for 2? Okay. So far, your answer is A. Okay. And the correct answer is A. Very good. So here, we're asked to work on the equivalent of cosine 52 in terms of its cofunction. So when we say cofunction again, so that's stands for complementary function. As regards to cosine, so this complements with sine, no? So cosine, let's say theta is equal to sine quantity 90 minus theta. Okay. So working with cosine 52, so we just have to consider its cofunction sine, and we just have to less 90 by whatsoever the value of theta here. So it's 52. So we less 90 by 52. So it has to be 38. Okay. So cosine 52, guys, equals sine 38. So when you check your calculator and then put your calculator in region mode, so press cosine 52, it's equal to the approximate value of sine 38, no? So that's for cofunction. Okay, and everybody got it correctly. Good. Okay, so it's still cofunction. So this time we're asked to solve for the equivalent of tangent 27 in terms of its cofunction. So tangent is cofunction with cotangent. So tangent theta is equal to cotangent quantity 90 minus theta. So we have this constant value 90 since we're talking of complementary functions, okay? And we know that a pair of a pair of angles, no, which is considered as complementary, sum up to 90 degrees, no. So that's the idea. This time, tangent 27 equals cotangent quantity 90 less 27. So tangent 27, guys, equals cotangent. So the answer is A, no? Ang sagot ng lahat, cotangent 63, which is actually A. So for number 3, it's C. Okay? I'll provide a discussion note, don't worry. Don't forget the attendance link, okay? So which among the statements is true? So let's work on number 5. Sine 45 is greater than sine 54. Sine 45 is less than sine 54. Sine 45 equals sine 54. And then for option D, we cannot determine. What's your answer, guys? Anong sagot natin? Type in your answer. Okay, sabi ni Andre, it's B for 5. Okay, how about others? Okay, B rin yung iba. Sila Kurt, Benito, Jared, merong mga nag-A din, Nicola. Okay, but majority type in B. So remember, guys, for any acute angle, as the value of acute angle increases, so does the value of the sine angle, no, or sine theta. So the answer must be B. Okay. For 6, uy, bakit nawala yung choices natin dito? Anyway, sige. Tingnan na lang natin. Let's find out if the two options. Let's just consider A and B here as true or false na lang. Kasi supposedly we have 4 choices here and we're going to identify among the choices which is a false statement, no? For A, sine 45 equals cosine 45. Is it true? Okay, true for Baldon. Okay, I want to see the answers of the answer of others. Anong sagot ng iba? True rin kay Josh. Okay. And then the rest provided true as their answer for statement A, which is correct, no? So the statement is true because sine and cosine, guys, are complementary functions, no? So sine 45 must be equal to cosine quantity 90 less 45. So this is really cosine 45. So this gives us a true statement. Okay? Sine 45 equals square root of 2 all over 2. Is it true for B? Both true daw, no? Sabi ni Earl Joseph. Okay. Eman says true also. Elijah says true. Okay. Earl Joseph true. Josh true. Okay. So, sine 45 is square root of 2 over 2, which is actually equal to 45 degrees, no? And just to give you a brief background, no? If we consider this as a right triangle with two equal sides here, and we consider this as 1 unit, so therefore this must be square root of 2 from the Pythagorean formula, no? So we'll come up with square root of 2 here, and then of course the base angles are congruent, so this both angles here measure 45, and then of course this is 90. And then if we consider SOHCAHTOA here, no? So this must be, whichever reference you use, whether this or this, you will come up with 1 over square root of 2. And its simplified form is square root of 2 over 2. So this is a true statement. Very good, guys. Okay, next. Okay. Tama ba? Or nag-skip tayo ng isa? Tama, 7. The following degree measures belong to special angles except, what's your answer in 7? So options A, B, C daw. In the 4 options, um, the 3 are special angles except for which one? So sabi ni Kurt D, and the rest agree that it's D. Okay. Well, it's correct, no? So these are all special angles. So this is our answer. So simplify quantity sine 30 squared plus quantity sine 60 squared. What's your answer in number 8? So in reference to this, we can consider a right angle, a 30, 60, 90 angle, no? So this is 30, this is 60. Of course, we derive this from an equilateral triangle, diba? And we assume that all sides equals 2, and then we divided the equilateral triangle into 2 equal parts. So this is the other equal part. So this is 2. Since the triangle was divided into 2, so this becomes 1 unit. From Pythagorean formula, we got square root of 3 units, right? So sine 30 must be opposite side over hypotenuse. So this must be uh, 1/2. No, sine 30 is 1/2. So we square this plus, okay. And then sine 60. So this is our reference. Opposite side over hypotenuse. So that's square root of 3 over 2 squared. So this is equal to 1/4 plus 3/4. So this give us 1. And your answer is A. Okay, correct. It's A. Good. Mhm. Okay, for number 9. If theta, guys, is in quadrant 1, its reference angle is equal to A, B, C, or D. What's your answer for number 9? Okay. Sabi ni Benito, D. Andre, D also. There's one who said A. Sige, let's find out. Okay. If we represent theta is angle, no? So we represent this for the reference angle. So we define a reference angle. So reference angle is made up of the terminal side of the angle is a positive acute angle. Take note of that, no? It's a positive acute angle made up of the terminal side of the given angle and the x-axis, no? So, for example, if theta is in quadrant 1, no, this is your theta. And the definition of reference angle is we consider the terminal side of the given angle plus the x-axis. Of course, we'll consider this. So, ibig sabihin, if angle theta is in the first quadrant, it follows that this is also equal to its reference angle. So, the answer must be D. Okay. Now, for 10, if an angle measures 220 degrees, solve for its reference angle. Nawawala yung mga choices. I don't know bakit nawawala siya. Pero anyway, if the answer is not in the choices, provide your answer. But if it's in the choices, so you just write the letter. Seems like the answer is in the choices and majority answered A. Okay? So, per is 220 degrees. So the terminal side of 220 and of an angle measures 220 is on the third quadrant, no? For example, ito siya. From here up to here is theta equals 220. And from the definition again of a reference angle, it's a positive acute angle made up of the terminal side of the angle theta and the x-axis. So, ibig sabihin, ito yung reference angle natin. Okay? So, reference angle for theta in quadrant 3 is equal to theta less 180. So if our theta equals 220, we less that by 180. So this gives us 40. So you're correct. The answer must be A. So we're in the half of our review session, no? So maybe we'll just extend 10 more minutes, no, from our usual schedule. Okay. Which is not a possible value of a reference angle, guys, among the choices. So what's your answer in 11? Which is not a possible value of a reference angle. So again, we define a reference angle as a positive acute angle. So we will no longer consider option A. And definitely option D is not also the answer. Okay? So mali na po si D. Okay? Mali na rin si A. Not guys, not possible. 11 tayo, ha? Number 11. Stop, stop, stop. Not possible. Oh, sorry. Tama kayo, no? Not possible value. Why did I mark A wrong? In fact, that's the correct answer. Sorry. Okay. And sige, I'll give you 10 seconds. Rewrite your answer. Sorry for making you confused, but the definition of, again, a reference angle, may comedy tayo doon, is a positive acute angle. And it's made up of the terminal side of the angle and any, no, between the positive and the negative x-axis. Anong sagot? Ayan na. May mga nakikita na akong tamang answer. Ah, okay. Kasi naman nilito ko nga kayo. Kasi acute, eh, sorry ha. Um, CC kasi is not an acute angle, no? I was about to give an answer for 11, all of the above. But then, C is not an acute angle. Sorry guys, pasensya na. So, um, I understand if you will not come up with the correct answer kasi I gave you some confusions, no? Iisa-isahin na lang natin ito. So, this is not a possible. So, ibig sabihin, answer natin to, no? Kasi sabi, not a possible. Okay. This one is also not possible. Okay. This one is also not possible. So, this is the answer. A, B, and C are not possible value for a reference angle. Kasi, yung definition natin, positive acute angle. So, ito not possible. So, ibig sabihin, we will consider this. Medyo nakakalito yung tanong, no? We will consider this also kasi not possible siya. We will consider also this kasi not possible siya. And the answer is D. So, lahat ito not possible. Okay? Sorry for making you confused, no? So, nandito pala yung choice sa answer. Find sine value for an angle that measures 210. Okay. So, we're asked to solve for sine 210. Ibig sabihin, no? What's the value of sine 210? So, nawala ulit yung C and D na option. If you think the answer is not 1/2 nor negative 1/2, then provide your answer na lang. But looks like there's an answer, no? It's B. So, 210, guys, is non-acute angle, no? But we can work on its reference angle. So, yung reference angle niya is 30, right? So, ibig sabihin, sine 120 is equal to sine 30. But, since the location of the terminal side of both these angles, of course, are differently placed, we have to consider the sign also. Sabi natin, positive siya lahat kapag nasa first quadrant. And then, the only pair of positive values for 2 will be sine and cosecant, no? Here, tangent, cotangent. And then here, cosine, secant. So, since 210, the terminal side of 210 lies on the third quadrant. So, definitely, it's negative. And then since sine 30 is 1 half, of course, we're going to consider 1 half, but we get the negative of 1 half. So it's B. Okay, very good. Find cosine value for an angle that measures 330. So here we're asked to solve for cosine 330. And we can evaluate cosine 330 by working on its reference angle. Since the choices are exact value, I guess we're asked to work on the exact value for cosine 330. And cosine 330 is located, the terminal side is located along the fourth quadrant, no? Particularly, I guess, siguro ito si 330, no? Okay. So, if theta is on the fourth quadrant, so reference angle equals 360 less theta. So, reference angle here equals 360 less 330. Okay. So, reference angle is 30. Tama ba? Okay. So, we can refer to 3060. So, ito si 30. And then this is 1, this is 2, this is square root of 3. And then we're asked for cosine. So that's adjacent over hypotenuse. So that's square root of 3 over 2. But we have to consider what's the sign of cosine on quadrant 4. Okay, positive, no? So it should be still positive square root of 3 over 2. And you're correct, no? Tama. Very good. 14, find secant value for an angle that measures 480. So we do not just consider reference angle here since angle measures 480 exceeds one rotation. So we have to consider its coterminal angle, smallest positive angle coterminal with 480. So we have to less 480 by 360. And this gives us 120. So from here, we consider the reference angle, no? And the reference angle equals, so nasa quadrant 2, si 120. So reference angle equals 180 less theta. So this is 180 less 120. So this is equal to 60 degrees. So we have to evaluate secant 60. Okay? So we can work on cosine 60 and this is 60, no? Cosine is opposite over, adjacent rather over hypotenuse. So that's 1 half. Ayun, no? Nilagay niyo yung mga answer niyo. But, it's cosine, no? Cosine 60 is 1 half. Okay? But this is secant 60. So, we get the reciprocal. But let's consider the sign also. Since the terminal side is on the third quadrant, no, third quadrant ba siya? Second quadrant, no? So, it must be negative. Okay, tama kayo. So, it's negative 2. So, the answer here is secant 480 equals negative 2. Okay? Okay, do not leave yet, ha? I have something to explain after working on the 20 items here. So, evaluate secant pi over 3. So, you will be provided with the unit circle here. So, in reference to the unit circle, we just have to consider sine S as the y coordinates, no? And cosine S as the x coordinates, and then tangent S equals y over x. Now, looking at pi over 3, so this is pi over 3. By inspection, So since the reciprocal of cosine is secant, we just have to consider the x-coordinate first. So cosine pi over 3 equals 1 half. So therefore, secant pi over 3 is the reciprocal of cosine pi over 3, which is 2. So it's B. Okay, very good. No, the answer is B. Convert 45 degrees to its radian measures. So, meaning we're going to add pi, no? So, we will multiply this by pi over 180. Okay, so we have to cancel the common factor, like for 45 and 180. So, this is 1. 180 by 45 is 4. So, this gives us 1 times pi over 4. So the answer is B, correct. Okay. Convert 3 pi over 2 to its degree measures naman. So we multiply this to eliminate the pi by 180 over pi. So cancel si pi and then cancel the common factor. 180 and 2. So when we divide 180 by 2, it's 90, but we have to multiply it by 3. So it's 270 degrees. Okay, it's A. Okay. Which among the following graph shows vertical translations? 18. Meaning the graph moves up or down from its original position. Okay. And majority answered D, which is correct. No? So letter D is the answer here. Okay. By inspection, determine the amplitude of the graphs below. So the amplitude is the height of the graph, right? And this is determined, no, if you have like y equals a sine bx, for instance. So here, absolute value of a is the amplitude. And solving for the amplitude, so this is a equals the average between the highest value and the lowest value. So this is I mean the difference between the highest and the lowest value divided by 2, no? So 1 minus negative 1 is 1 plus 1 all over 2. This gives us 1. Okay? Again, if you are going to compute for A, so you just have to consider the highest value and the lowest value of y, and then you divide it by 2, no? Difference, it's the difference between the highest and the lowest divided by 2, and then you get the absolute value. But if you're given with the equation of the circular function, by inspection, you can identify whatsoever the absolute value of A is. Describe the translation from the broken curve going to the red curve. So, ibig sabihin, si broken curve, siya yung original graph. And then, it translated and came up with the red curve here. No? So, the options are A, the graph translated horizontally by pi over 4 units. For B, it also translated horizontally by pi over 2 units. And then the other two, pi over 4 and pi over 2. Ito for D, nawala na si D, no? For D, the graph translated vertically by pi over 2 units, no? Okay, A daw yung answer. So since the movement is going to the right, no? So the graph translated horizontally. So it's either A or B is the answer. But then if we're going to consider the grid here, so from the origin up to this one gives us 4 units. So meaning if we divide pi by 4, each grid here is equivalent to pi over 4 units. So really our answer for 20 is D. Okay. Okay, we had a hard time dealing with the review for today, but we were able to manage, no? So I'd like to remind everyone to answer on the attendance link that I have pinned a message here in the chat box. And then kindly consider the discussion notes that I'll be sending as your reviewer also if you're still confused with our review, and then you can go back with the lecture video and identify, which made you confused. So your scheduled long test will be tomorrow. For off tech, it will be from 7:30 to 8:29. Bookkeeping 8:30 to 9:29, and then entrepreneurship 10:30 to rather 9:30 to 10:29. Mukhang mali na sabi ko. Basta kung ano yung schedule niyo ng live ng usual quiz niyo, yun din yung schedule. Okay? So, thank you for joining. I hope everyone has answered the attendance link and evaluation. Bye guys. Good luck to your test.